Hello, and welcome back to the Bunny and Dragon Network, and welcome back to Draig Dice, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition stream here on the Bunny and Dragon Network. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Diddy, aka the Dragon, and I am joined by, once again, Amelia, Bunny, Sword, and Zenian for today's session. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
So, to recap from last time, everything was nice and chill. The party enjoyed the hero's feast. You were able to, get some rest and enjoy the hero's feast and this lovely festival and relax and just have a generally nice time at the festival. Played some games, won some prizes. Matilda performed for the festival in front of everyone on a lovely stage, and then you all sat down to enjoy a nice meal. During the meal, you got talking to one of the council members, the head of the guard, I think it was, who thanked you for the help you've given to the town so far, and let you know that there is a bounty that perhaps the town guard would like some help with some animals, wild, rabid, crazed animals attacking people, and some soldiers disappeared in the forest north of town when trying to investigate. And as everyone was finishing up the dessert portion of the feast, this wonderful feast in the middle of town, the joyful atmosphere was interrupted by the sound of screaming. And thus, we cut back in right here. You can all hear the sound of screams coming from various parts, from down south, south of your current location, and other screams coming from east. As the screams echo out, several guards stand up from the chairs that they were seated at and draw their weapons. A couple of them begin moving away from the table to investigate towards the alleyway, the streets where these screams are echoing out from. As they move forwards, you can hear more screaming, and you hear, like, echoing across the cobbles, the sound of footsteps. Many footsteps. You see several civilians run into the area, this town centre where the meal is happening. Running terrified. A couple of you see them running in terrified, screaming. They are like completely full of fear. As they run in, one of them at the back, a youngish woman, dressed in like a sort of winter dress, a long dress with long sleeves as well. That looks quite warm. She trips over her dress, falling to the ground. As she tries to get up, something else runs across the corner and pounces on her. As you all see a shambling zombie, an undead figure, pounces upon the unfortunate woman, and her screams catch in her throat as it pounces down and slashes into her and rips into her with its teeth. You see behind it several more undead begin to filter in, catching whatever civilians that are within their grasp and brutally executing them as other civilians run forwards towards you all for safety. As the undead look up from their current victims and begin to advance into the town square. It is zombies. And I would like everybody to make initiative rolls. So, gonna get the initiative rolls wrote down. So we got Dave, Matilda, Tazaki, Boohurt, and Jomin. Is that, and that's everyone, isn't it? Yeah. Jomin, Boohurt, Dave, Matilda, and Tazaki. So, as you all prepared, how do you each sort of react as this happens?
Boohurt lets out a shout. Everyone stand together. Use blunt weapons. Cave in their skulls. Don't let them swarm you.
You're a veteran of fighting undead, so I won't make you roll for this. You know that there are two things that undead are weak to. Because you have literally trained to fight undead, so you won't need to make a roll for this. You know they are weak to positive energy. Things like the same the type of magic the heal spells use, and slashing. Slashing weapons and positive energy are the two things that undead are very much weaker to.
Slashing usually not.
Yep, it's slashing.
Matilda draws her like short sword and shield.
Yeah, I'd imagine everyone draws their weapons. Except for Dave, whose weapons are his fists.
Yeah, my fists are always drawn.
Yeah. Tazaki draws his sword, and as the encounter begins, the priestess, the head of the Temple of Pharasma, pushes back her chair and stands up as the undead filter in. You can see that there are many undead. One pretty close to you guys up here, and a couple that have run up straight to a terrified civilian who was trying to get out of their chair and get away. More have come in from down at the bottom of the streets from this the southern edge. The head priestess of Pharasma pushes herself up off of her chair, casts an eye around. She flicks out her hand, and with an arcane shout, she points at the undead attacking the civilian that's struggling to get out of his chair. And you see as she chants these arcane words, a blast of searing energy, a ray of holy light blasts out of her hands towards the undead creature.
Ho ho ho!
She got a critical hit as well, ridiculously, on the first attack of the game of this session is a critical hit by her. So the creature takes... Okay, so the energy flies across and hits this undead, and it is completely vaporized, reduced to ash by this radiant energy. It is just destroyed completely. As she then doesn't have much left she can do. She sort of just stays where she is, casts an eye around, waiting for her next target. The guard up above you guys rushes forwards to try and confront the undead closest. This undead that has stumbled forwards, actually wielding a sword in one hand. A sword wielding undead, which they're not as common as just basic shamblers, but they are fairly common. You'll tend to see them a lot raised by necromancers. And the guard runs forwards and strikes with a longsword, attempting to carve through this husk zombie. This creature, he does indeed strike the creature, and he cuts like a blow into its side, but it doesn't seem very phased. You can see that like the cut goes through, and it's, you know, it cuts a bit, like one of its ribs comes off, but obviously the undead creature takes no notice, keeps shambling forwards. The guard makes a second strike, but is this time, as the guard attempts to attack it, this zombie raises up its arm and bats away, whether intentionally or by complete accident, bats away his sword with its own. Then, before Matilda, the orc wrestler that you guys had a little tussle with in the ring as part of the festival, he shouts with a yell of rage, runs forwards, putting himself between one of the zombies and an innocent civilian, and just straight up punches the zombie in the face. And he does succeed in punching the zombie in the face. As he punches forwards, and as he punches it, you see the zombie's jaw like dislocates pretty badly. He then attempts to he's not good. Try and punch again. He's not that good. He attempts to grab the zombie and sort of let's say pin it to the ground. Yeah, he tries to grab and sort of like wrestling pin the zombie. Which he succeeds at, as he succeeds in grabbing the zombie, preventing it from being able to move away and go after anyone else. As he's sort of tussling with it and trying to keep it from going after anyone. Matilda, you are next. You are next. It is your turn. What do you wish to do?
She casts Inspire Courage.
Okay, so you go ahead and cast Inspire Courage, and that's got a pretty big range, hasn't it?
I think it's like 60 feet.
Well, we will see. Yep, a 60 feet, which is so you can is there a limit to you and all allies in the area? So will you also be inspiring the guards and other NPC allies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
definitely.
there is a lot of Inspire Courage going around.
Is it worth doing Concordant Choir as well? Like one spell worth?
So how do you inspire this courage?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll do, for my final action, I'll use one action worth of Concordant Choir.
I think you have two actions, because
you do have two actions left, yeah.
Fire Courage
In
is
that
only one.
case, I will do this spell of like where I can read how good or not bad these zombies are. I can't remember the exact name of it just yet.
Yeah.
It is...
I don't know if it's a spell. I think it's just a ability that you have. If you want
Oh, wait,
to
it is an ability, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's-
which
if
ability
go
is it
into
you want to...
actions, Combat reading.
Combat reading. So that specifically lets you do... take a
I think
look.
it's a particular enemy. I don't know if it's worth it against just undead.
So
Okay,
combat
there's no work
reading
against me, but
lets you
then just the code of the and
it can work on undead. It lets you learn like weaknesses, which saving throws is the worst, what immunities it has or resistances and things like that. So you could attempt to combat reading on the zombies, because even though you guys know you two as part of the Graveguard know a certain bit of information on zombies in general, there are different types, and different types might work a bit differently. So you could certainly use combat reading if you wanted to get a feel of them.
What do you think, Sword? Is it worth doing the combat reading?
It's entirely up to you, but I think damage is maybe better.
Okay, then I'll do a damage spell. I don't have damage.
You have multiple damage spells. They're all, most of them are 2 action, but yeah, you have tons of damage spells. So
I think wouldn't phase bolt be good for this case?
yeah, 2d4s of piercing.
Yeah.
Trying to see if there's one that deals sonic damage.
Because didn't phase bolt say about doing like energy or something? Or like a ray of light?
Phase bolt deals
Yeah, but it's not
damage.
Yeah, it's not positive damage.
It's up to you. What would you like to do?
It's up to you. You've got lots of spells. You could use your Hymn of Healing to attack them.
Good point. I could do that. I'll use a Hymn of Healing, I think.
Yeah, you wanna
as like a way to attack the zombies.
Okay. That's it. So Hymn of Healing specifically targets you or an ally. It cannot target enemies.
Maybe not. And what does counter performance do again?
Counter performance lets you stop. What is it? It lets you allow making yourself or an ally roll again against a saving throw against an auditory or visual effect, and possibly succeed if they failed.
Hey, so can you go on to Spell of Magic, see what it does?
Gets rid of a spell that's not useful. You want damage.
Yeah. So is Concordant Choir best for damage then?
You have tons of different damaging spells.
This one looks like magical energy and stuff.
Well, what would you like to do?
I'll cast Phase Bolt.
Okay, which target are you going to target with Phase Bolt? Which zombie
the
are
one
you going to target?
The zombie that's being attacked by the guard.
Okay, you want to target him with Phase Bolts. Go ahead. So, you, as long as he is within 30 feet of range. Ooh, unfortunately, he is at 30, just out of range. He is 35. That one is 35 feet away. Both of these zombies that are near you are at 35 feet.
Okay.
You're out of range. I'm afraid you're gonna have to get closer if you wanna Phase Bolt him.
Yeah, most of your spells are 30 feet range.
You guys have been caught in a bad position, being stuck at the dinner table.
What you could do, is you might just want to use both your actions to run up.
Yeah. I'll run to the zombie.
Yeah, you can attempt to go under or over the table. Because you're small, you can pretty much run under the table. So a bigger person can go over, but it's just a little difficult. But yeah, if you want to run under the table and towards them, you can do that.
Yeah. I reckon she tries to go over there,
Right, where do you want to go?
up there by that zombie.
You want to go to up there?
Yeah. Probably go like 20 feet up there. Or like, actually just try and get there with the guard.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh,
Why is it moving both of us?
did you have both selected by mistake? I'm not sure.
I might have done. How do I unselect both of them?
Just click on just one, and it should just select that one.
No.
Well, so far neither of them are moving. So
Boohut and Matilda are currently joined at the hip.
because
I
you're
can't
trying
move.
to get to there.
There we go. There we go. Is that where you wanted to be?
Yeah.
Okay,
there we
so
go.
you run up with your sword under the table, past the spider bot, and up right to the zombie that is coming up there. And that's both your movement actions to get up there? Because that was 20.
Yeah, because you only got 20 feet.
That was 30 feet. So after you, it is down to one of the guards who bravely runs down to confront the zombie, swinging at the zombie with a club, trying to kill it. And is that hitting it? Just striking it in the he runs up, he strikes the zombie in the head with the club. Its head creaks to the side, and then just slowly creaks back around and just stares at him with very dead, hungry eyes as he attempts to strike it again, and does hit again, hitting it in the head again. Once again, its head creaks to the side and just turns to look at him as it raises its own clawed hand and its sword, ready to strike back. The guard seems a little afraid. Dave, it's up to you. It's your turn.
Yo, it's my turn. Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
Mad.
Yep, you rage.
I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna go just dash this way.
Yep.
And this guy over here, I don't like the way he looks at me.
Yeah, so you run down. The zombie turns and follows you as you run down and past and around it to get to the other side of it. It turns its hungry eyes upon you. Opens up its jaw wide to munch down.
Well, I'm gonna punch the guy, and I'm gonna use combat grab.
Okay, so go ahead and so you make a melee strike.
Ho ho ho!
That's a 31 hit.
Yes. The target remains grabbed. Okay, so you critically hit it. So go ahead and roll critical hit damage.
30
damage. So you run forwards and you grab it by the throat and essentially choke slam it into the ground. And as you do, your fist, as you slam it into the ground, goes through where its throat was, pulverizing it. Its head separates from its body. Bone dust flies up into the air as you have just in one move destroyed this thing.
Beauty zombie.
That is your turn. The civilian here, who they were going for, looks at you with a quick nod of thanks before diving for cover.
Run.
Tazaki orders his spider bot to attack with his first action. The spider bot runs up, skitters around the side, and makes a strike at the zombie before it. But as the spider bot tries to strike it, the zombie just kicks it aside. The spider bot sort of skitters to the side, fading in its attack. Tazaki follows up by... Well, he would have drawn his pepper box. He follows up by pointing the pepper box towards the zombie and pulling the trigger. And I kind of... He doesn't... Yeah, the spider bot has its own multi-attack, or does he use his? It uses his, doesn't it? I can't remember. I think it does.
He can't help you much there. I think it's a separate thing.
Oh yeah, actually, I think so far we have been playing it separately. So that would be a 17 plus 5. Okay, yeah, so he does hit. As he fires his gun at the zombie, he strikes for 3 points of piercing damage. And that's his second action. With his third action, he fires once again at the zombie, just firing 2 shots after the... Ooh. But this time, I'm afraid it's bad news, because he does get a critical fail. As he attempts to shoot it again, but fumbles his gun and almost drops it, and in doing so, he has to sort of regain his grip on his gun and reposition himself, and he is slowed 2 on his next turn. He will be slowed. So, next up is one of the zombies. A shambling zombie at the bottom of the map shambles up and strikes the guard in front of it with its fist. For a 19 to hit, which I am afraid does hit the guard, as the zombie shambles forwards and latches its arm, digging these claw-like hands into the guard's arm and holding him in place as the guard struggles to escape. And the zombie grabs him and holds him in place, and it opens up its mouth, ready to... But oh, actually no, it can't grab him yet. It's run out of actions to grab, so it slashes at him and claws into his arm pretty painfully. Baby Mills is also here at the meal, actually next to Boo Hurt, and she is next on the turn as she grabs her. Wait, would she have a weapon on? Have brought a weapon with her to the meal is the question. Probably not. But she... Okay, she runs up...
Bailey Mills would always have a knife or 2 on her.
Yeah, she has a knife, doesn't have her bow. But she runs up to the guard captain and just... She runs up to him and says, "Give me your bow, quickly!" He obliges and she takes his bow, so that's going to be her first 2 actions. That's a terrible position for her to be in there because she's short. She might have to use her entire first turn just to get onto the table. We could say she climbed up onto the table as part of her movement. She grabs the bow off of him and attempts to fire an arrow at one of the zombies. The zombie up there. And the arrow flies through the air and strikes the zombie. dead center of its neck, dealing 10 points of critical hit damage to it, and it's piercing. As she grabs, pulls out another arrow, ready to take advantage and shoot down some zombies. Meanwhile, one of the guards sort of at the center, the one guard takes a step back by the well, raising his weapons. You see all the guards sitting around where the king is sitting. A cry goes up, "Protect the king! Protect the people!" The guard steps back and just readies himself to defend. Meanwhile, the commoners, the one guy who was saved by Dave and the priestess's beam, scurries crawling under the table to get away, as the commoners begin running down away from the zombies. Getting slightly in the way, of you, Boohurt, as they scurry to try and squeeze past you. Everyone's sort of heading for the back of the room. The room of the area. As all the commoners just start sprinting away to wherever they can. One person runs into one of the stores and slams the door closed. As they are just fleeing in panic. Oh, what's happening? Those zombies should not be moving. Why are the zombies moving? Some of my zombies have just started moving for some reason. I have no idea.
Did you have the wrong group selected?
I'm not sure why they did that. They shouldn't have. I didn't have. I was clicking on. Oh no, wait. That guy was there. He's been grabbed by him. This guy was here. I was clicking on the civilians. I've actually, I think, lost one of my zombies. That's really weird. There's some sort of glitch. Or something. That was... Okay. I think they've stopped moving now? That was weird. Okay. So the commoners just start running and moving to get away from the undead. The zombie that Matilda is by is up next. And it acts all of a sudden, like a sudden burst of speed enters its system as it reacts very quickly and immediately slashes at Matilda with its just strikes at Matilda with its fist. Matilda, what is your armor class?
I think for the shield it's
You didn't raise your shield.
With the shield it's 20.
Yeah, so it's 20 without the shield. The shield, when you raise it, would add an extra 2.
Oh, so 18 then?
No, 20.
So it's 20.
So
it is
20.
20. However,
Okay.
so he rolled an 18. It does hit you as you are off guard to this attack.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to take 5 damage plus some sneak attack damage. So, Matilda, you take 6 points of damage as the zombie plows its fist straight into you with sudden speed. And
is that like 5 and 1 or 5 and 6?
It's 6 in total. You take 6 total damage.
Okay.
As the zombie strikes at you with its clawed fist, smacking you right in the face. It then slashes at the guard with this sword held in its other hand. And does hit him. For 8 points of damage as the guard is stabbed right in the stomach. The zombie then slashes at him again with its fist. But this time fails to hit. And okay. You're off guard. You can. Okay. As the zombie fails to hit this time, it gets a bit spun around and a bit like it suddenly doesn't know which way it's facing. Next on the list is the guard captain, who is there, not on the table. The guard captain can't actually do much here because he is stuck behind the table. So he takes a spear from his side and chucks it. In fact, does he even have the range for that? No, that's only good. I don't think he does. No, and it's a long spear. It's not a throwing spear. It's a long spear for stabbing. He draws his sword and he starts trying to move past. He sort of uses his turn. He starts pushing the civilians along and moving them past to try and clear the way for him and Boohurt to move up. But he isn't actually able to attack or do anything this turn. Boohurt, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
I would like to kill zombies.
Well, if you want to kill some zombies, you're gonna have to get up to them. So where you're going, what you're doing?
Since there's so many people around that one single zombie, I want to go to the other closest zombie.
Yep, most of the other zombies are all down at the bottom of the area. Down, entering from down here. There's quite a distance to go to get to them.
You
might have to spend all 3 actions to get down there. How much movement do you have? 25 feet, is it?
25, I think. Let me check.
Yeah. So you can move up to 75 if you use all 3 of your actions. These zombies have certainly got you all in a bad position.
Would I be able to get up to here?
Yeah, you could attempt to run up across the tables. I would ask you to make me a acrobatics or athletics check to not lose your balance. I'd say a reflex save to keep your balance. Make me a reflex check.
I'll happily do that.
Well,
I'm gonna hero point that.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
How do I click it? There we go. There we go. And it's worse.
Okay, so it's not bad enough that you fought over, but I'm gonna say that it counts as difficult terrain as you're trying to navigate. So you get about, let's say 25 feet would takes you to there, and then you have about 25 feet more because it's difficult terrain, so it doubles the up. So you're able to get to there. As you're stepping across, like your foot almost goes through the table at one point. Dishes are in the way, and it's tricky to get there. So that's as far as you'll be able to make it, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Next up, you see one of the council members, the one that you've possibly seen around, dressed in wizardly robes, who his name is Zegan Malice, the guy who basically looks like Gandalf, the resident mage of the town, is stood by the kin and the other advisors. He's got his hands raised up with his staff in them, ready to defend them against the zombies, and is there any zombies within his range, is the question. There might be, but they're pretty far away. What's that? 80... Oh wow, so yeah, some of his spells have decent range. So, he targets that one. The one zombie right at the bottom. You see him twist his arms, and as he throws his staff forwards, a beam of frost blasts out of the end of his staff across all of the tables, and striking, or attempting to strike, this one zombie who's entering at the far end of the court. He does indeed manage to hit, and as the zombie is struck by this cold, you see a bit of the zombie's like exposed chest freezes up. Oh, welcome back. A bit of the zombie's chest freezes up as this blast of ice strikes it. The mage, that's all the mage really does. He's sticking there, you know. He's not gonna put himself out in too much danger. He's a mage. One of these other zombies, which at any point on any of your turns as well, if you want to try and figure out like what kind of zombie it is, or any useful information about it, you can use one action to make a check to see how much you know about it. I think it would be one action. That would make sense, because otherwise it's like free information. You can make a check to see if you recognize what kind of zombie it is. If you roll good enough, you might find out like some of its weaknesses, possible weakness or something like that. But this one zombie runs forwards and strikes at the orc wrestler. Oh! Really? Why is it always critical fails with my... It's always either critical hits or critical fails. I really don't understand why. Apparently the zombie is fatigued.
Wait, how did this zombie get fatigued?
I don't know, but according to the zombie's sheet, it's not immune to fatigued. So, I guess physically fatigued. Like, it tries to punch him and its muscles tear because they're
I'm
old
gonna
and
see the
atrophied.
zombie's bad at zombie.
The zombie is bad at zombieing, but it does try to punch him a second time. It just slashes and slashes. It does still fail to hit him as he sort of puts the other zombie between him and it, and sort of pushes it a bit aside. And this one is dead. So, yep, you're dead. Which makes it this zombie's turn. Another zombie shambler runs up for the closest prey, the orc, once again, and strikes at him with its fist. It gets a 16 to hit him, which does not hit. The zombie runs forward and tries to strike at him, and he is like fighting off these 3 zombies. You know he's a pretty good fighter from the ring, and he is fighting off all 3 of these zombies. Jomin, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Wait, how many? Which ones are zombies and stuff? Oh, there's a lot in here.
That's a zombie. There are 2 zombies down there, 3 zombies over there, and another zombie by there.
Wait, so what are all these creepy old men doing
those
here?
are just civilians. Those are just normal civilians who are running and hiding.
Oh, okay. I want to use Divine Lance on some zombies.
Okay.
The zombies that are near Dave.
The zombies that are the zombies near Dave are dead.
Oh, okay.
There is a living zombie by Matilda, and there are more living zombies all the way down south.
I want to get the one near Matilda.
Okay, you want to Divine Lance it? That is a very good and that is a good choice. Divine Lance. There's chaotic, evil, good, or lawful. We kind of just mix it. We're gonna assume it does. For the case of the zombies, we'll assume that it's like positive damage, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make an attack roll against the zombie with your Divine Lance.
Oh, what the?
A 17.
Why does the die not there?
Well, you hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
That's 8 good damage to the zombie. It's not quite as effective as pure positive energy, but it's pretty good. Like the zombie doesn't shrug it off at all. He just gets plowed by this energy that you fire off at it. And this zombie is looking pretty beaten up by now. It's got multiple people attacking it and ganging up on it. You have 1 action left. You can move as well. If you wish to.
I want to, because Divine Lance takes 2 actions, right? I can't remember.
Yes, it takes 2 actions. You have 1 action left.
Okay. I want to take out my Warhammer.
You want to take out your Warhammer?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you draw your Warhammer. You go ahead and draw your Warhammer.
I want to smash some kneecaps.
You're gonna smash some zombie kneecaps. The guard up here sort of stands by with his stands by the kin, sort of like, Your Majesty, stay behind me. And gets ready to defend against any zombies that might break through. They might break through the ranks. The same with, let's say, this other guard is going to run down to help fight the zombies. He runs down and launches himself forwards and strikes at a zombie with his spear. Stabbing right into its side for a small amount of damage. And then this next zombie, another zombie, runs up faster than any of the other zombies that you've seen around here. And that you've seen in this fight, it's a lot faster than they are. It runs up and lashes out at the guard. How? How do they always critical fail? I do not understand.
I hacked the dice.
The zombie runs up, misses one attempted attack on the guard, and it's guess it's a zombie. It's gonna try and attack again. They're pretty mindless. It misses again. Of course, it misses again, which is also a critical miss. So the zombie runs up and starts trying to lash around at the guard, and as it throws itself at the guard slams the butt of his weapon into the zombie's stomach and face, dazing it, and it's sort of spinning around, and it seems to become a bit more sluggish. And it starts moving slower. The zombie that the guard is fighting, one of them, also slashes out at him, but this one hits. And it deals 5 points of damage to the guard. 8, 7, 6. It almost critically hit him, I will say. It lashes out, striking the guard, and then strikes again. Another 2 times, in fact. Once with its sword and another time with its fist. And its sword attack actually does hit. Yeah, it does hit. So the guard's gonna take some damage again as it starts cutting into the guard and hurting him, but pretty badly, as it claws into him and stabs this blade into his side. You see some of the guard's blood spit out as he's now having to fend him off 3 zombies and is having a much harder time now than he was against 1. The final zombie of the round is currently being held by the wrestler, but nevertheless it's going to attempt to attack him. And it's gonna try to strike and claw at him. Okay, so the zombie reaches forwards as the guy who is grabbing him, and it claws at his face, driving deep gashes into his face, as it then grabs a hold of him, and the 2 of them are now both sort of grappling each other. The zombie has grabbed him, he's grabbed the zombie, and the two of them are now both grabbed and struggling with each other as the zombie appears to be leaning in to bite him. The priestess of Pharasma moves forwards. Yeah. She moves forwards to try and help. And she intones, you know, her magical spell, and you see a beam of positive of like this just pure positive energy strikes out from her at one of the zombies gathered around the orc. And this zombie critically fails his save against her spell as she casts Disrupt Undead. The zombie is enfeebled and takes some damage. As you see the zombie just, it's almost like the necromantic energies that are creating it just disappear from it as it collapses. The guard who is fighting alongside Matilda lashes out to the zombie before him.
Yep. Sorry.
No, you're fine. As it has been weakened by Matilda and all of the attacks against it, he lashes out and decapitates it to finish it off. He falls back like, thanks for the help. And then begins moving down. And the orc, meanwhile, is having a struggle as he is grabbed by the zombie. As the zombie is grabbing him, he just punches it straight in the face. He brings his fist back, strikes the zombie in the face, and knocks it down. He grabs hold of it and just twists his head off as it falls to the ground, no longer holding him in place. He attempts to do the same to the other zombie, striking at it. But this time, the zombie is quicker than him, and he does fail to hit. At that moment, you all see something else enter. Looks like another zombie, but another few zombies enter. But you see a couple of them are the same sort of zombies that you've been fighting so far. But in between them is another zombie, bigger, wielding a large scythe in its hands. And as this bigger zombie steps forwards, it points a fist out. It points a fist forwards, and you see the zombies, the three zombies that are surrounding it, each just sprint forwards, or shamble forwards as fast as they can, which isn't very fast because they're pretty slow creatures, towards the guard up ahead and the orc. As you see it coming up also behind it, a zombie bigger than any you have seen before. A huge beast. comes up between, like the zombie of a small giant, comes up behind this scythe-wielding creature. As it points forwards at the orc, and you don't know exactly what you just see the zombies all zero in upon the orc. And this creature himself then takes a few steps forwards past his zombies and swings this large scythe of his through the air towards the guard that has joined to help the orc in the fight. And the scythe strikes, digging into the guard's side. It digs straight through, and this scythe just spears down the middle of the guard, splitting him almost in half as he crumples to the ground. Matilda, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
Matilda does one strike at the zombie.
The zombie you're fighting is dead.
Okay, she just sprints all the way down as far as she can go.
Yeah,
as fast as she can go.
You've got 60 feet of movement if you use all 3 actions. Yep. So you can get down to here.
Matilda does that in her 3 actions.
Okay, so you just sprint down. Past Dave and Jomin and just sprinting down to where, close to where Boohurt is.
Matilda says to them, "Come on, we need to get the next wave."
I'm trying to drag it, but it's not working.
That's because it says game paused.
Oh, why does it say game paused? No wonder you're not able to move. Oh, I paused it to deal with the tokens moving by themselves. Right? There you go. Yeah. So you sprint down to join the fray down there. Next up is this one who is not showing up. There's so many that the turn tracker is very big. So this zombie steps up, taking the place of one of the fallen zombies, and strikes at the orc with a critical hit, I am afraid to say. So, this zombie strikes up as the orc has just finished killing one zombie. This one strikes up into its place, and it reaches forwards, and it slams this clawed fist straight through the orc's throat. You see the orc stiffen and raise his fist to try and strike it, but he has no strength left as the zombie pulls backwards and tears his throat out of his neck, dropping blood to the floor as the body of the orc falls to the ground, dead. The guard, who is busy fighting against 3 different zombies down at the bottom, strikes at the one who badly wounded him as much as he can. Oh, actually, before that happens though, Boohurt, you see as he's here, you can see his wounds. Some of his wounds look weird, and you see them almost bubbling as he grimaces in pain. He strikes out, attempting to strike the zombie in front of him that injured him, but he is in too much pain to be able to aim properly. And try as he might, his first attack misses, and he with his second he is able to glance it with his weapon. Not bubbling. More like festering. Yeah, it's like you, Boohurt. You can make me a medicine check. You can make me either a you can make me a medicine check, or if you have an undead lore check, you can make that as well. If you have undead lore as a skill, which you might. Do you?
I do,
You
but
do?
my medicine's higher by 1.
Yeah, I'd say you can roll both of them, because both will give you different information. Medicine-wise, you don't know much. Okay, so yeah, as you look at the faster zombie, you start to piece things together. You can see almost a slight stench around, not a stench around it. You can see the air around it. It's almost disturbed, like there's something coming off of it. You believe that this might be a zombie, what's known as a zombie charger. They're fast, and you know that they emit an aura of rot and disease. It causes wounds to fester, to turn sour, and become diseased.
Disease.
Yes. Any
Right.
living creature who is wounded is in close proximity to this creature will find their wounds getting worse the longer they are near it. It's not a good thing for anyone who is wounded to be close to. Dave, it is your turn.
It's time to do the train.
Disease.
I'm gonna charge down here.
Yep, you
Which
charge
one
down.
looks worse?
This one.
This one here?
Yep.
I'm gonna like combat grab him as well.
Okay, go ahead and make the strike.
23.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, like this.
10 damage, and now I grapple.
Yep.
Grapple.
Like the hair.
So you run forwards and you strike and grapple the zombie, holding it still. That's
again,
that's 2 actions.
yeah, I have a question.
Wait, does combat grab? Do you have to make the roll to grab him, or is he automatic?
If I make a strike attack, if I hit attack, it's automatic grab. Let me. I got you.
Yeah, he's grabbed. So, you have 1 action left.
So there's a question.
Mm-hmm.
When I use.
Okay,
when I use,
just for future reference, combat grab is a press action, which means you can only use it if you're currently affected by a multi-attack penalty. It's a press action, so
I know about that.
for future you would need to make you'd have to be under multi-attack to use it.
All right.
In the future.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Does my ring technically do negative damage, or does it use
Oh,
fire damage?
You're NG. You don't know what NG. So far, it seems like NG just throttles things and bludgeons them to death almost, and possibly acid. You're not sure.
I'm gonna test it.
You want a NG? NG to do?
It's pissing out.
I don't know better, so I'm just gonna test it.
Okay, go ahead, make NG's attack roll.
That's a 31.
That is a critical hit. So go ahead and roll.
Is it the critical double the die, right?
I think it's double the damage.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll normal damage and then double it.
Yeah.
So it's a 22 damage then.
So NG reaches out and its tendrils begin to wrap around the zombie and tear into it. You see, like, as he tears one of its arms off. and it begins strangling around before the tendrils zip back in. The zombie is barely alive, or barely unalive at this point.
What about the card?
The what?
I did crit it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, critical hit card technically. Yeah. So let's just grab a crit card from the when you used combat grab. There should be a button, and there we go. Let's grab a crit card from here. Blood. No. Okay. Right. The target is clumsy and enfeebled and can't use one of its hands. Well, yep. One of its arms has been torn off. Its sword arm has been torn off.
I did it, guys. I have barely wiggly zombie in my hands.
Tazaki, staying where he is, he commands his spider bot to move as quick as it can down to give assistance to everyone. So he commands it once to make it run down to there. He commands it again, and it runs down under the table to here. And he commands it a third time to make it attack. Just command. The spider bot lashes out at the zombie charger and does slash right at it with its legs, moving very fast. The spider bot just leaps up and slashes the into the zombie charger, pretty badly injuring it.
Is that a no?
And in fact, triple damage. So the spider bot leaps up and smashes its claws right into the face of the zombie charger, knocking it down and destroying it. And then attempts to bite the other zombie. But does unfortunately miss. Barely. That zombie itself decides to try and finish the job, and it strikes at the guard before it with its fist. Rolling awfully. Really, really badly. In fact, that's a critical fail.
Ooh. He gets to pick a card.
You trigger reactions as if you had used the move action. Do you have opportunity attack?
Nah, I don't.
The guard does.
Go for it.
So, as it tries to grab the guard and chom into him, the guard smashes it in the face with his club, dealing 10 points of damage to the zombie. But the zombie does have a second action, which its to hit is going to be +0. So it misses again, but not a critical fail this time. As next up, Bailey Mills moves, moving at half speed probably to avoid falling over. Which will let her get to here. As Bailey Mills moves up as far as she can, and with the short bow, which should have 60 feet of range, so that's more than enough.
Okay.
As she fires an arrow at the zombie over by the guard.
What?
An arrow flies through the air and does strike the zombie for a little bit of damage, as it's now got this arrow just sticking out of its shoulder. The other guards are staying back to defend the commoners. This zombie is dead. The large zombie now moves forwards and has its turn. as it moves.
It's on the floor somewhere. But like,
20, 25. The large zombie begins shambling towards you guys. And stops there. This guard has to move forwards into the battlefield. Boohurt, you are on the table. You are up next. What do you want to do?
Does being on the table give me advantage to hit the zombie brutes?
No.
That would be nice if it did.
Unfortunately, it does not.
I'm not in reach yet, so I need to move up.
Yep.
If I move to the other side, will the spider bot give me
Flanking?
advantage? Flanking.
Yes, but it will mean having to move across more of the table, which is difficult terrain for you. 15, 20.
Fine, I should be able to
just
within
about
one movement.
Yeah, you can just about get to the other side of it through the difficult terrain in one movement.
So one movement.
You pick your way across the table and jump down on the other side of the zombie brute.
Now, with the new Pharasma's vengeance in hand, Boohurt would like to make an attack and power attack with it.
Okay, you're gonna power attack. Right, so you use your 2 actions and you power attack. So go ahead and make an attack. And make sure to tick the power attack box at the top of your sheet.
Yes. Hold on, I'm hero pointing that.
You sure? Okay. Go ahead and hero point it.
If it'll let me.
I mean, it's a zombie. How high of an AC can it have?
It's not letting me do it normally, so I'm just gonna have to.
Yeah, just roll again and just minus a hero point manually. It's the same result. It does hit. So go ahead and roll damage. Okay. And because your weapon is a disrupting weapon, it deals extra positive damage to undead. So, and it takes extra damage from slashing as well. So, you deal a total of 36 damage to the undead. There.
Excellent.
Because it takes an extra 10 from the slashing and from the positive. So that's an extra 20 damage on top of what you rolled there. So you slash forwards, and as you do, you feel the power in your weapon as it cuts through the zombie's undead flesh like a knife, like a hot knife through butter, slashing through, leaving a trail of radiant fiery energy on the undead's body. The undead screeches in a screech of what you could assume to be pain as it turns to face you, very badly injured by this. That is your turn. The Wizard is staying back to defend. Wow, he has ranged attacks. The question is how ranged. The wizard points his hands forwards and he fires a magic missile at one of the zombies. As 3 missiles fly through the air and strike into one of the zombies, dealing 2. Oh wow, he rolled all 2s on the damage. Dealing some damage to one of the zombies. Next up, one of those zombies runs forwards and attacks the captain of the guard that was talking to you guys earlier with a very damaging strike. It does manage to hit him and strikes him for 9 damage as it just starts clawing at him. And oh, actually, it can't make a second attack. This one is dead, so remove. Jomin, what would you like to do? You're up here. You can see the zombies gathering down below. What do you want to do?
I want to do Divine Lance at them.
Yeah, what is your range on Divine Lance?
Where am I? Wait, where are they?
The range will be written next to the name, under the range column.
Yeah, I don't see Jumpin' for some reason. Oh no, wait, there we go, there we go. Here we go. I found myself. Hey.
Woo!
So where are the zombies?
So the zombies are down at the bottom. Now, Divine Lance has a range of 30 feet.
Ooh. Okay, I wanna run over there.
Yeah. So how many actions
Take
are you going to use?
2 actions
to run?
2 actions to run.
Okay, you can get down just past Matilda with your 2 actions because you have 25 feet of movement. You do have 25 feet, right? Yeah, or is it 20? Do you have 20 or 20? You have 25,
I don't know.
Yeah. So you run up, speeding past Matilda. You have 1 action left.
Okay.
Which won't be enough to
do Divine Lance.
To Divine Lance.
I want to move 1 more.
Yeah, you
like
can move
right behind this guy.
Yeah, you can do that.
Right there.
So you move up to behind him instead to help. More people.
Yes, so that I'm closer to the zombies.
Yes, you are. You are closer now. And this zombie shambler moves up and strikes at one of the civilians. So the one zombie, yeah, heathen does hurt him. The one zombie runs up, and as this civilian is hiding behind the guard, the zombie runs up, shambles up, and as the civilian tries to run and move, the zombie catches the civilian's arm and pulls him forwards and bites right into its neck, tearing off a chunk of flesh and dropping the dead body to the ground. The zombie that is being grabbed by you, Dave, has its turn next, and it's not in a good way. I shall be honest.
That thing barely has an arm left to hit you.
But it's, as you're grabbing it, it does with, again, this surprising speed. Oh no, this one's already used that ability, so he can't use it again. It attempts to strike you with an 18 to hit.
No.
No, that misses. It tries to strike you and does fail. As it's lashing out with its remaining arm. It tries to strike again. And fails again. It's caught in your grasp. It's unable to properly move, and it's not having a good time.
I'm not having a good time by its appearance either.
The Pharasma Priestess, as you can see, some of the zombies now are beginning to swarm the guard. The Pharasma Priestess points her finger at one of the husk zombies and casts a heal on it. In fact, she spreads her arms wide and casts a heal emanation. So the guard himself is healed for 9 hit points. And all these zombies have to make saving throws. Failure, critical failure, failure. And critical failure from the big scythe wielding zombie. So let's see, this zombie... Sorry, it was... Takes damage. This zombie takes double damage for critical failing. This zombie... Oh no, wait. No, don't heal. Damage. That's yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, this burst of positive healing energy erupts out from the priestess, healing those who are alive and hurting those who are not. The guard by Bailey Mills rushes down as fast as he can to help with the undead who are attacking the other guard, and taking aim at the one who is being held in place by Dave, he just attempts to finish it off and succeeds as he just stabs forwards and strikes in, just brings the blade of his sword into its head and kills it while you're holding it in place. The orc would be next if he wasn't dead, which makes it the zombie lord's turn. This creature, once again, let's see, you're controlling, you are help. The creature once again points this bony claw forwards, and one of the zombies moves up closer to the guard as this creature then moves towards you, Boohurt. Actually, so let's see. Okay, no. So he runs past the zombie, moves up towards you, Boohurt, and slashes at you with this scythe that he is holding.
Boohurt would like to use a reactive shield.
To raise up your shield. Well, he got a critical hit.
Ah, okay.
I'm afraid reactive shield is not gonna help you against that. Although, if you do reactive shield, you'll at least be able to use the shield block to to be able to let your shield absorb some of the damage, perhaps. But
yeah.
Okay, so you do that as he swings the scythe directly down at you. So you're using shield block?
Reactive shield, yep.
Okay. So, what's the hardness on your shield? It's 5. Okay, your
5.
your current shield is pretty badly damaged from before, isn't it?
Yeah, I hadn't repaired it.
Right. So you use shield block as it swings the scythe down at you. So it prevents taking the damage equal to the shield's hardness. You and the shield each take any remaining damage. So, okay. So as the scythe swings down, you raise your shield. The blade of the scythe pierces through the steel and tears the steel shield in two. As the scythe continues through, tearing your shield into pieces and digging a big cleave through your arm. You take 28 points of damage, as does your shield, which is going to completely destroy it. Your shield is destroyed completely. And you take 28 points of damage as this blade just slashes right through your arm and into your side with immense power and strength behind it. This is a very damaging blow. Matilda, you see this happen. It is your turn. You see Boohurt take this heavy hit.
Matilda walks over to scurries over to Boohurt and heals him, hoping that the positive energy will have some negative effect on the zombie. Will use like a healing him.
Well, yeah, you are. If you want to get next to him, it's going to take 2 movements to get next to him. Your hymn of healing is a ranged thing though, so you can heal him from afar.
In that case, I will do from there the hymn of healing to Boohurt.
Okay, so you go ahead and use your hymn of healing on Boohurt to quickly heal him after you see him take this big hit, his shield torn into pieces. So Boohurt, you gain 2 temporary hit points, and you have fast healing 2 for now.
We've still got 1 action left.
Okay. And then, all of my spells seem to need 2 actions apart from Concordant Choir.
Mm-hmm.
Which...
I think it was 1d4 sonic damage to a single enemy.
I'm not sure how effective that will be, but...
Or you've got Inspire Courage again.
Yeah, I'll do more Inspire Courage, I think. For my last action, I'll do Inspire Courage.
Okay, you inspire courage to everyone around you to finish off. So that's gonna get you. It's gonna get basically almost all of the party members. Bailey should be in range. I don't think Tazaki is in range, however. It gets Boohurt. No, yeah, and it gets Dave. Oh, it went on Dave twice. I think. Oh, and Jomin. There we go. Jomin gets inspired as well. Inspire courage as well. Oh, Tazaki might actually be in range. Yes, Tazaki is in range. It's got a huge range. So you inspire courage into your allies to stand up against the zombie horde. As this next zombie moves up to starts surrounding the guard and strikes at him. And it does hit. For 9 points of damage as it starts beating into the guard and tearing him apart. And pretty badly injuring him. The very badly injured guard that's next to Dave lashes with his club at the zombie before him with 17 to hit. He does indeed hit, striking it with this just club-like weapon he's wielding, and managing to break its head off. He there, however, looks up at the giant zombie brute and the one wielding the scythe, and he falls back in fear and just falls back against the wall, seeing how badly he was injured by just the smaller zombies. Dave, it is your turn.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yes?
If I get here on this corpse over here, I would have flanking against the big guy, right?
Yes. I'll move the corpse down there so the tokens don't get mixed up.
Alrighty,
Yeah, you'll be flanking.
Alright, so what does the flanking give?
So it's off guard, which means its AC is less.
Alright, AC is less. Alright, I'm gonna give him a good old 1-2.
Good old 1-2, okay.
As a 29 crit?
A 29 does crit, yes.
Yo.
So go ahead and redraw a crit card and roll your critical damage.
34 damage.
34. So, it has exactly 34 health.
I just punch its head clean off.
And this thing is twice as tall as a normal person, but you're a bit bigger than most people. You run up, and you have to do a little jump into the air, but like a Superman punch. You jump up, bring your fist down, and strike it, and you cave in a bit of its skull as this giant zombie collapses to the ground. You still have one action left as well, which you probably have to use to move if you want to get within melee range of anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna move like around here.
Okay, so you run up past and skid around the side of the larger zombie.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to split his attentions as much as I can.
Okay.
Well, that's my turn.
Tazaki moves down and orders his spider bot to run forwards and attack the scythe wielding zombie. However, the spider bot misses the attack as the scythe wielding zombie bats it away with the edge of the scythe. Tazaki moves to get closer. And that brings it to... Nope, not yet. Whose turn is it? It's Bailey's turn. Bailey fires an arrow at the scythe-wielding creature, getting a 21 to hit, which does hit, dealing 4 points of piercing damage to it. She fires a second arrow at it, this time at one of the zombies attacking the guard, seeing that guard is pretty outnumbered. But the arrow goes wide and fails to connect, and she's not going to risk another shot, so she moves up, making her way slowly. The guards at the back... This one guard at the back actually runs forwards to try and help bat away the zombies, swinging a club at one of them. But does that hit? It might not. No, it does hit. As he swings a club and knocks one of the zombies, knocks into one of the zombies and strikes it onto the floor and brings his foot down to cave in its skull to help the guard that he's next to. As the commoners just hide at the back, and the guard, who is surrounded by zombies, starts laying into them. The guard captain, in fact, that is. Like, that's no ordinary guard, this is the guard captain. And he starts laying into the zombies around him. Just striking with his sword as hard as he can. He successfully critically hits one of them. For triple damage. So, yeah. So that, and then half. Yep. So he swings round and tears one zombie apart with his longsword before turning it on the other zombie. Similarly hitting it. And dealing a rather large amount of damage to it. Tearing into the zombies that are attacking him. Boo hurt. Why are you showing us 0 health?
I don't know. That attack didn't put me to
No,
0.
it didn't. I think when I entered the HP on one of the others, it thought I was entering on yours. So you took 28 from the attack, didn't you?
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
So, with Buhat's shield shattered, the sword I have is a single-handed sword, isn't it? So I cannot grip it, can I?
Yes, Pharasma's Vengeance is a one-handed sword. So it doesn't have a double grip option.
And I can't draw another weapon as a free action, can I?
Nope, but you'd have to use one action to draw another weapon.
Can Buhat dual wield? Would that give him benefit whatsoever?
I'm not sure if it would give you any benefit. I know it's possible, but I have a feeling unless you have particular feats, it probably doesn't give you much of a benefit over just attacking multiple times with your current weapon. Dual wield. Because they are specifically fins and feats designed for dual wielders. So without those feats, you're probably better off just attacking with a single weapon.
Yeah. Buhat will attack again with another power attack.
Okay, go ahead against the scythe wielder. In fact,
yes.
make me a zombie lore check again for this scythe wielder.
Sure thing.
Or a religion check if you want.
Once again, my religion is one more than my undead lore.
Yeah, you go ahead and make a religion check. 19. Okay, so there's something about this thing that rings some sort of bell, but you don't know. You feel like you've learnt about whatever this thing is in Graveguard school, but it's not coming to you at this moment.
Yeah, I didn't study for that exam. Let's just kill this thing, I guess. Buhat sort of ignoring his injuries, just sort of goes, "Is that all you've got, Boneface?" And makes a power attack.
Okay, 24 to hit will hit. So go ahead and roll normal damage. As you power attack and slash right into this creature and tearing across it, it lets out this yell of anger. As you slash into it, it is not happy. You have one action left.
Next action. What I will do is down a healing potion.
Yeah, so you probably store some on your belt, I'd imagine.
Yes, I think we still need to sort out Fluid's bandolier, but you should have one.
Yeah, it would say you've got one within, like, tied to your backpack. So you put out a healing potion and drink it quickly. So go ahead, you heal. You heal a bit of the damage that's been done to you. The wizard at the back. The wizard at the back casts. Sure. He summons his magic once again, and this time the wizard at the back fires an acid arrow at the zombie attacking the guard captain. And the acid arrow flies through the air, striking the zombie and burning and melting away its face. As that zombie is killed. The Jomin, it's your turn. What do you want to do? As far as I can see, there is only one zombie left alive, and that is the scythe-wielding creature that really hurt Boohurt, and is there.
Where? This one? Oh. Can I,
Yep, this one.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Is it possible for... Well, actually, no, I don't want to be like Thor, but like, what if I threw the hammer and then what if it hits the guy on the head? And then he dies.
I don't think this Warhammer is really very throwable. You wouldn't really be able to throw it at him. Okay. I think there are ways that you can make a weapon throwable easier, but with the Warhammer, you're not going to be able to easily throw it.
Okay.
You have a few options.
Well, can I?
Oh, yes.
Can I do the can I well, actually, I don't know if I can reach him with Divine Lance.
I think you can. And you could I think you might be just within range to reach him with either Divine Lance or Heal, because remember, positive energy is good against undead. You've been taught that by Boohurt, I think, by now. Boohurt's mentioned it, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, you're in Divine Lance and Heal range, so you are within range for those attacks.
Divine Lance cast.
Okay, go ahead, make a Divine Lance attack roll. A 26, that will hit. Yes, so go ahead and roll damage.
Another 8.
As you blast the creature with this Divine Lance, it shrieks in anger.
That's it?
You damage it, yeah, you hurt it, and it shrieks in anger.
Okay.
The guards at the back aren't in a position to do anything. So let's see. With all the undead, there's a lot of undead around. All the bodies, the commoners running, sprinting to and fro. The priestess is going to move forwards, and seeing that you guys have surround that guy, she's gonna spend her action to heal some of the injured guards. Oh no, I just damaged the guard instead of healing him, I think. There we go. The other guard starts picking his way through the bodies to get up to you guys to get ready to aid you against this thing. And makes a attempt at striking it. So he swings forwards to try and attack the creature, and does succeed in slashing into it a little bit, leaving the creature very badly injured. The zombie lord, this creature with the scythe, is very badly injured, and it spreads out its arms and screeches to the sky. From the creature, a sudden blast of necrotic energy blasts out from it, and I need Boohurt and Dave to both make me fortitude saves, as well as this guy must make a fortitude save, and the priestess must make a fortitude save.
It's laggy.
It's a little laggy.
Okay, I'm a hero point mine.
Yep, no problem. Go ahead and hero point it.
Far better.
A 17. So let's see. Boohurt gets 16. Oh no, not 17. What did you get, Dave? You got
28.
28. Okay. The 17 was what the priestess got. So Boohurt fails. Dave succeeds. But I don't think it's a critical success. No, it's not a critical success. And I think the one guard succeeded with also a 28. So damage time. So Boohurt, you take 10 void damage. Dave, you take 5 void damage. The priestess will take 10.
What the hell is a void damage?
It's void damage, as you feel this withering sensation, like it digs into your very soul, as the creature creates this magic. So that's 10 damage to you, Boohurt, as the creature summons this magical power. And after doing so, it spins with its scythe and slashes at Dave with an 18 to hit, which I don't think hits. Nope, that doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's gonna miss me.
As its scythe swings, narrowly missing you. Matilda.
Unload.
The creature, it looks like it's a 3-death store.
Come on, wild one.
How far away is Matilda from from everyone else?
You're 35 feet away from the creature.
Okay, so I'll go and do...
You do have ranged spells, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you can also make me a religion or... you don't have undead law, so you can make me a religion check as well if you wish. Although your religion is +0, I don't think you're going to be able to pass. Unless you roll nat 20.
Matilda should have undead law.
She didn't pick it up because she got a different subclass. She doesn't technically have undead law. Oh, no, Boohurt does. And you got undead law from...
Warfare law, I guess.
Matilda's got warfare law. That hasn't got undead law on her sheet because I think...
No. I mean, it would make sense of her being in
because she got fighter dedication instead of the one you got, the knight.
Yeah.
Matilda didn't pay as much attention to zombie school. Perhaps.
Well, character-wise, Matilda would have paid more attention than Boohurt.
I'll
so it
allow
make more
you
sense for...
to make a religion or an occult check, Matilda.
I think it would be occult, which is... Where's occult?
Yeah, you have +7 in occultism.
Not worth it time.
That's right. You think you... thinking back to the undead studies and to the different occult studies stuff, you think you realize what this creature is. It's uncommon. You've only ever heard of it. You believe this to be a zombie lord. Zombie lords are powerful zombies, capable of casting spells, and also capable of creating and commanding other zombies. They are powerful and dangerous. What would you like to do?
She says, "You are right to kill it, Boohurt." And then use phase bolt
Okay.
on the zombie lord.
Go ahead and make an attack. Phase bolt, 30 feet. So you will have to just step closer before you do that, but you can step closer and then attack.
Yeah, she steps closer and then does phase bolt.
Okay. Go ahead and make the attack.
Oh dear.
Do you want to hero point that? Yeah, you can hero point that.
I want
Go
to
ahead.
hero point it.
Go ahead.
That's better.
A 27. That hits. So go ahead and roll damage. In fact, no, you don't need to roll damage. How do you want to kill it?
Ooh. Let's just say it stabs it in the heart.
Okay.
Or like it right in the chest.
You blast the phase bolt. It flies through the air. The phase bolt flies through Boohurt harmlessly, just phasing through him. Out, and it comes out from the other side of Boohurt and solidifies, striking through the chest of the zombie lord and blasting apart its ribcage and opening it up. The zombie lord's scythe drops from its hand as it lets out a final screech before collapsing onto the table. It just sort of staggers back and collapses backwards, falling onto the table. Dead. And with that, the battle is over.
I kick it once to make sure it's dead. Like
you kick it once and to make sure it's dead. It is dead.
It ain't gonna raise up, ain't it? It looks Boohurt.
And with that, the battle is won.
Boohurt wants the scythe.
Well, before anyone grabs anything, I think that might be a good place to end for today.
Now the loot goblins must do what they do.
So we will end it there for today. thank you guys for playing. This dragged on a little longer. But big battle. Believe it or not, I had originally planned for there to be even more zombies than that, but I realized that would probably be a bad idea.
I mean, how many NPCs died? Was it 4?
Let's see. One guard, orc brute. 2 guards and the orc died, and random civilian got murdered.
1 civilian. Okay.
A guard, a brute, and a civilian. I think that's all. But the orc died. But thank you everyone for coming along and playing. Thank you to our viewers for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Don't let the zombies bite.
Yeah.